Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all on the For Life Expert Speaker Program on National Protein Day, which is celebrated across India and globally on 27th February each year. So today we have very exciting lineup of discussion which is focused on protein power and how to optimize your nutrition for performance and health. So join us as we delve into the key message about protein intake, its role in the body, and highlighting the importance of protein in supporting performance, recovery, and your overall health. So, when you look at the prevalence of protein deficiency in India, India's right to protein needs immediate attention because protein has been extremely overlooked macronutrient in most of the Indian households. Apart from this, the ICMR, the Indian Council of Medical Research, recommends that an average should have 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per kg body weight every day. But we are consuming only 30% or approximately 20 to 30% of the needs which are prescribed by the ICMR. That means 80 to 90 to 80% of the population remains protein deficient. However, reality indicates that the protein deficiency in India is exceeding 80%. So, as per the National Sample Survey, India is declining the per capita income or per capita consumption of protein in urban as well as rural areas. So the problem remains same in all the areas that we see. So on occasion of Protein Day, we have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Ramya Muthukrishnan. She is holding a PhD in Nutrition and Toxicology and has experience of 15 years of versatile experience in various fields such as prescription, FMCG, and direct selling. Welcome to our talk show, Dr. Ramya.
Thank you, Shweta, for the kind introduction. It is a pleasure to be a part of your show today. Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Ramya. So, as we celebrate Protein Day on 27th February, what is the key message do you hope to convey about the importance of protein in the diet?
See, basically, when we talk about protein deficiency, the reason why this protein day is celebrated on 27th is more to create the awareness about the requirement of protein in our daily diet. So, protein deficiency is not just an issue which is confined to India, but it is a global issue. So, that is the reason that creating awareness about protein deficiency is very, very important. So, protein is extremely important for muscle growth and repair because proteins provide amino acids to our body. So many of us do not know, but protein also has a key role in building our immunity. So whenever we talk about immunity, there are hardly people who talk about protein, right? So, but we have to understand that protein is extremely important because by incorporating protein in our daily diet, our immunity definitely builds, and that way we are able to fight infections and stay healthy for a longer period of time. So not just this, proteins also help to maintain the cellular integrity, and they help our body to function properly at a cellular level, which is very, very important. So if you see today in the world of nutrition, cellular nutrition is of key focus, and that is where protein comes into picture because it definitely helps the body at performing from a cellular level. And weight management, all of us know that protein plays a key role because anybody who wants to lose weight or manage their weight efficiently go in for a high protein diet because protein is known to give satiety or a feeling of fullness, which helps to reduce your cravings and hunger, because of which you ultimately achieve the goal of weight management. So protein in itself has got a lot of functions which we can keep talking about, but let us confine to these points which are extremely important in having or in incorporating protein in our daily diet.
Exactly. So, can you share with us, our audience, some excellent sources of protein which are easily available, locally available in Indian households?
Yes. So when we talk about a protein diet or when we talk about protein rich food, so we have to understand that every household in India definitely has got protein rich sources which is readily available at home. Okay. So being a vegetarian myself, firstly, let me come to the vegetarian sources of protein, because I would like to break the myth that a lot of people say vegetarians do not get sufficient protein in their diet. So that's become a very common norm where people think that if you are into a vegetarian diet, then your body definitely doesn't get the required amount of protein every day. But that is not true. So let us start with the vegetarian sources of protein which our daily household would have. So you have various dals, okay, the lentils that we use, chickpeas like chana or any other sprouts. So these have a very high content of protein when you come to the vegetarian source. So other than this dairy products, you have soy products, you have paneer. Okay, so a lot of nuts and seeds which generally we have in our household every day, like almonds, cashews, then the seeds of makhana, which is the lotus seeds. So all of these are known to be highly loaded with proteins. Okay, and now when we come to the non-vegetarian diet, so yes, we all know that almost every diet that a non-vegetarian consumes, be it chicken, fish, eggs, mutton, all of these are loaded with high amounts of protein. So having a protein-rich diet in our daily life or a daily routine is absolutely not going to be difficult for us because it is available right here in our kitchens. And I think we should just concentrate on incorporating these in our daily diet.
Yes, exactly. And of course, in non-vegetarian foods, so we have a lot of sources like chickens, fish, eggs, mutton, etc. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, for individuals with active lifestyle or athletes, how can they optimize their protein intake to support their performance and the recovery that they need?
Okay, so sports nutrition or sports is another category where protein has a very, very major role to play because we all know that being athletes or having a very active lifestyle, it is very important to have sustainable energy. So that is where actually protein comes into picture in individuals who have an active lifestyle or in athletes who need energy throughout the day. So this is where they have to understand that the protein has to be taken as a split dose rather than consuming the entire protein drink or a protein rich food in one meal. It is always better to split the dosage of protein or have a constant throughout the day have a high protein diet so that throughout the day there is sustainable energy which they can use for various activities. Okay, they also have to ensure that the quality of protein that they take is rich in amino acids and has a balanced profile so that it helps them in various activities. And we know that there are a lot of pre and post workout protein drinks which are available. So these definitely help. We just have to ensure that they are taken at the right time so that they are properly digested and absorbed by the body to utilize the amino acids present in them. Another important thing which probably these athletes and people with an active lifestyle have to remember is that along with high proteins, it is extremely important to incorporate carbohydrates in their diet because carbohydrates are also extremely important to keep your energy levels high. So just a high protein diet doesn't help. If you are an individual with an active lifestyle or an athlete who needs a lot of energy and recovery post your activity, then it's important to blend your protein and carbs in the right proportion so as to sustain your energy levels.
Perfect, perfect. So, how can those, who follow specified dietary preferences or restrictions, for example, there are vegetarians, vegans, gluten-free diets, ensure that they are meeting protein requirements?
Okay, so as I said, it's a myth that vegetarians, vegans do not get sufficient protein. So previously, when I spoke about the vegetarian diet, I told that there's a lot of vegetarian food from which you can get good amount of protein, like your dal, legumes, lots of nuts and seeds. Then you have paneer, different dairy sources. So for vegetarians, that holds true. But when you come to the vegan category of people, again, if you see vegans also can follow the same vegetarian diet like the dal, the soy, the legumes. Then you have certain beans, quinoa, which is again a very rich source of protein. And other than that, for vegans, we can also look at protein powders which are derived from plant sources. So you have something like soy protein. You have protein which is extracted from pea, which is very again very famous these days. The pea protein. Then you have protein from rice, which is called as the rice protein, and so on. And for people who follow a gluten-free diet, okay, so a gluten-free diet generally people follow when they have something called as a celiac disease, okay, which is an allergy to gluten, or in general, if the body is intolerant to gluten, so a lot of people are advised to go on a gluten-free diet. So for such people, if you see, Usually, sources like meat, fish, eggs, dairy products. So these can be used very safely so that they meet the protein requirement of their body.
Okay. So we have spoken about the various sources of protein, how it is important. So can you just take us through what are some of the practical advice and creative meal ideas to help individuals to get more protein in their diet?
Okay, so there are a lot of recipes which we can customize as per our requirement. So very difficult to actually give creative meal ideas because each one's preference would be different. But if we look at something, I would definitely want to categorize it into kids, teens, and adults because the preferences of food and the palatability of kids, teens, and adults varies to a very, very large extent. So if you see in kids for vegetarian, people, it is very good to have something like a spinach or a legume filled sandwiches or rolls. They can have something like baked beans or corn with some cheesy dips, which is going to take care of the protein and the fat content. And some other interesting snacks for kids would be egg muffins. Then you have egg rolls. Then you have chicken nuggets, fish fingers, and lot of things which are fancy things which kids would want to eat, and it is highly loaded with protein. So when you come for the teenage, kids who are more choosy about food and about the calorie intake, it becomes very difficult to come up with creative meals because the food is something which definitely, is their weakness, but then they are so much calorie conscious that they still want to be on a diet which is going to keep them slim, trim, fit, and all of those. So usually I would prefer that teens would like more of salads. Okay, so salads with either quinoa, chickpeas, beans, or veggies loaded with cheese, paneer, tofu. You also can have something like a grilled chicken. Okay, so something which can be more healthy, not deep fried ones, so that it gives you the required nutrients and it also takes care of the calorie part of it. So
Okay.
that's what I feel. And for adults, yes, so adults generally, they have reached a stage where they are okay with anything. They're just, the only focus is getting the sufficient nutrients. So they don't mind taking supplements. They don't mind, going little out of their way to have this so that they don't fall a prey to many of the lifestyle diseases. So again, for vegetarians, I would suggest something like vegetables stuffed with dals or some sattu parathas, which are very, very rich in protein. Okay. Then you can have kebabs, which are again a good source of protein. So on and so forth. Lot of food. But then, yes, creativity comes in everyone's kitchen. So something what I might find it very creative may not be creative for others. But these are few of the recipes which we can try in our day-to-day lives and ensure that our kids and we get sufficient amount of protein in our daily diet.
Exactly. So we already discussed about the role of protein in muscle repair, satiety, and immune function, and also on the overall health. So can you just elaborate on each of these 3 points? Like how is the role of protein exactly in muscle repair, or in the satiety and in the immunity?
Okay. So when we spoke about protein initially, I told that it has a role to play in various categories. So few of the very important categories where protein plays a major role is in muscle repair. So protein provides our body with a lot of amino acids. And one of the main amino acids which is important for building of new muscle tissues is leucine. Okay. So when we have a protein rich diet, so what happens is this amino acid in protein helps to enhance the protein synthesis in our body, because of which the muscle repair and the muscle recovery is faster. Okay. So then on satiety is where you asked the impact of protein. So generally when we talk about a high protein diet, so a high protein diet generally results in a feeling of satiety, or what we call as a feeling of fullness. So the moment you have a high protein food or a high protein drink, what happens is it curbs your hunger. So you no longer fascinate, good food or the cravings to have food in between meals. All that reduces drastically, and the calorie that a high protein diet provides you is also sufficient to take care of your hunger cravings and hunger primes. So that is how it actually helps to manage weight, and that's how protein plays a major role in satiety and in weight management. And the third and the most important function is immunity. Okay, so as I said, a lot of people, when we talk about immunity, we talk about immunomodulators, we talk about ingredients or extract which is going to help improve our immunity levels. But then nobody talks about protein, because the awareness in people that protein helps to improve immunity is very, very limited. Okay, so protein are the key molecules which actually help in generating antibodies in our body, right? So what are antibodies? So whenever our body comes in contact with any potential threat or a foreign particle, so we have these antibodies which are generated in our body, and these antibodies actually fight these foreign particles. So for these antibodies to be generated in our body, protein plays a major role. So basically, it triggers our immune cells, and that is how it enhances our immune system, so as to serve as the first line of defense mechanism, so that we are able to fight infections more efficiently. So that is where a protein or a protein rich diet comes into picture when we talk about immunity.
Okay. So it is said that protein is extremely important when taken at a particular time. So how does the timing of protein affect its effectiveness in supporting the overall growth and recovery?
So, see, anything taken at the right time definitely gives you better results. So that is why even when we go to a doctor and we are prescribed some medicines, there are few medicines which the doctor says it has to be taken before food, and there are few medicines which the doctor says have to be taken after food, right? Because every thing that we take at a proper time gives us the best results. So similarly with protein, the timing of protein intake is extremely important. So people with an active lifestyle generally, as I said, have to take protein throughout the day, because they are looking at a sustained release of energy. So these are people who want a energetic lifestyle throughout the day, compared to a person who sits in the office and has a sedentary lifestyle. So that is how, especially people who have an active lifestyle, are people who have to definitely take care of the timing of protein intake. So if you're taking a pre-workout, or even the regular sedentary lifestyle people, if they are gym goers, or if they are into any aerobics, Zumba, or any kind of an activity to improve their health, they have to ensure that the protein intake is at least 1 hour before they do these activities. The reason is 1 hour before your Zumba, your gym, or your any of your fitness activity, if you take a protein, this protein gets digested and absorbed by your body completely. So by the time you start doing your workout or any of your fitness works, the protein is digested, absorbed, and it helps to release energy, so that throughout your workout or throughout your sessions of these Zumbas and aerobics, you have the energy to sustain. And it also, helps to ensure that you don't feel tired or just pass out during the workout or your sessions. And post workout, when you're considering taking a protein supplement, it is important that you take within 30 minutes of the activity done. This is mainly to ensure or to prevent your muscle breakdown. Okay. So what happens is, after a rigorous gymming session or a fitness activity, so sometimes your muscle can break down. So you have to ensure that you give your muscle the time to repair and to recover, because of which within 30 minutes, it is extremely important to consume protein.
Okay. Now, what you basically we understood about what the timing of the protein intake. What is your perspective on protein supplements? Are they necessary? What should individuals consider when they're choosing and incorporating them into their diet?
Okay, so I would definitely say that yes, supplements are extremely important in today's world, because we know that we do not eat the kind of food which our ancestors used to eat. Because the kind of food which our grandparents or our grandparents used to eat, that was loaded with nutrients, because there was minimum food adulteration in it. So the nutritive value of the food that we used to eat used to be extremely high. Okay, but today, if you see, the kind of food that we eat is completely adulterated. So it is grown with a business perspective. So a lot of fertilizers, a lot of herbicides, a lot of things are used, and the food is completely adulterated. So when you look at the nutritive value of food, so definitely the nutritive value of food has come down. because of which we definitely do not get the sufficient amount of nutrients which our body needs, not just protein, but in terms of everything, be it the vitamins, the minerals, whatever our body needs, we do not get from the regular food that we take. How much ever we say that I'm cooking at home, I do not eat junk food, the food that I prepare is homemade, I use organic. So none of these are going to suffice our body's requirement. So yes, the supplements are definitely going to be helpful. So I would say that your daily protein requirement also needs a protein supplement. So we just have to ensure that we do not take an overdose of anything. So, like we all know, even when water is consumed in an overdose, it becomes poison. So, anything more for the body is not something which is recommended. So, we have to ensure if we are taking any supplements, we follow the recommended dosage, the instructions given, so that it is taken care of. The body is taken care of. And also, while choosing a protein supplement, an individual has to take care of many parameters, like what is the age of an individual, because there are a lot of people who start reinforcing a lot of supplements for kids who are less than 10 years, which we generally don't recommend, and it is not even needed. Okay, so we have to ensure that the age at which we start the supplements is the right age. What is the weight of an individual, what is the lifestyle, what is the protein content in our daily diet. So as Shweta, you mentioned, as per the ICMR guidelines, we are supposed to take zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kg weight. So if I am 60 kg, so then my daily requirement is going to be 60 grams. So if I am getting at least 20 grams of protein from my daily diet, I have to ensure that I do not exceed 50 to 60 grams through my supplement. No, so we have to take care of the protein content or the protein intake that we generally have in our daily diet. The source of protein, from which we get our protein every day, quality of the supplement. So if you're using any supplement, ensure that you're using the right supplement which gives you the best source of protein, which is digested properly in your body, which is absorbed properly in your body, which has a balanced profile of amino acids. Okay, so that is very, very important. So I would say yes, that is all we have to take care of. So read the label. So any day, any supplement, we start, it is extremely important to read the label to understand what is going into our body. So that really helps.
Okay, so what are your insights on combining like soy protein isolate and whey protein concentrate, for example, in a product? And how do you, perceive the synergy between these two protein sources?
Okay, so we all know that every time combining a few things always gives the best result rather than taking something 100%. So similarly, when we talk about protein, a blend of soy and whey is definitely going to give you a much more balanced profile of protein. Okay, so when you combine whey and soya, you can assure that the kind of protein which you're going to take is going to be better digestible, better absorbed, and is going to have a complete profiling of the amino acids. And again, if you see the palatability of the product, palatability is nothing but the taste and feel of the product. So if it is 100% whey also, it is not very easy to consume because it has its own stickiness in your mouth. So people, especially in India, if you see, since we are new to the supplement market and all that, we are extremely taste sensitive as well. So again, soya, if you see, it has a very, very bland and off taste. So when you blend these two, it gives a much more palatable product along with whatever flavors are used. So the nutrient profiling also becomes diverse because when you talk about whey, it has got more of immune boosting powers. And when you talk about soy, it has more of phytonutrients and antioxidants and all of these. So a blend of soy and whey is something which is definitely recommended to have a balanced protein intake. And we also must understand that there is a lot of gas and bloating which is associated with protein intake. So a lot of people do not know about it, but recent research, if you see, it shows that using a lot of whey or a lot of protein supplement in your diet causes gas and bloating. So the solution for this in our nutrition is addition of probiotics. Okay, so when you add probiotics or a probiotic supplement along with your high protein diet on a daily basis, it definitely helps to overcome the gas and bloating, which is caused because of consumption of high protein. So I think if we keep this in mind along with the right source of protein and the right protein supplement, I think one added probiotic supplement will definitely help you to manage these gas and bloating conditions which can result because of protein.
So I'm really excited that whatever you spoke about, we already have in Four Lives NutraShake, which is also a combination of whey protein concentrate and soy protein isolate. And as you said, that both the benefits of both the kind of proteins we are getting when you combine them, same thing is there in NutraShake. We have a combination of both this. So the amino acid profile that both of them are, both of these ingredients are, having together, it makes a wonderful, combination. And apart from that, the Four Lives NutraShake is also PD. It is PDCAS number one. So that means the protein digestibility and amino acid score is number one. That means the digestibility and the quality of amino acids and the absorption of protein is really, really high as compared to other brands in the market. And that is why it is named as PDCAS number one. And when you look at the heaviness when it is taken after a protein supplement, the best part is we also have fiber in it. So when protein, we have it with fiber, it is very easy to digest, but it has vitamins and minerals. It has 8 vitamins and 9 minerals, I think, approximately in one pack. And so you're getting vitamins, you're getting minerals, you're getting protein, high quality protein from whey and soy both. And apart from that, you are also getting fiber in it. So it supports weight management, very good for energy production and muscle health. So as you said, the time of the protein is also important. So this is a product which can be used for pre-workout as well as post-workout, can be used as a daily, as a healthy snack also. And also when you're trying to lose weight, you can, take two nutritionally balanced meals along with one, serving of NutraShake. So it is going to, put you down in the calorie deficit, and hence you can just lose weight with it. So it's like a very convenient option. It's delicious and it takes just minutes to make. Just I think you just have to put it in milk, and you have to add one scoop of this, and it's wonderfully, it tastes good and really good to prepare also. So the protein blend that we have, it offers gradual release for muscle building and recovery, and it's very easy to maintain a healthy lifestyle and overall well-being when you're taking a product like NutraShake. So thank you very much, Ramya, for your insights, and we are really delighted to have you today. And thank you very much for your presence today.
Thank you, Shweta. So, 27th being the National Protein Day, the only message that I would want to give today is please create awareness, because awareness is something which definitely helps. So, create awareness with all your near and dear ones. Spread a word to your friends, to your colleagues, to people who do not know how important protein is in your daily diet. So, thank you very much. Have a great day.